Radio Free Cybertron.
Transformers.
Rewind.
This week on Transformers Rewind, it's Grimlock's new brain from Generation 1.
Superintelligence is the only way you can defeat Abominus's brute force. It's the only way. Oh, me, Grimlock, say you smart now. Me no can help you anymore. What? Who are you? Name, Computron. Primary goal, obliterate Decepticons.
Throw that switch, Grimlock. It's Grimlock's new brain. Could this not be the most contrived setup ever? It's a Season 2 episode in Season 3.
Yeah. Not really, no, because it only works in Season 3 because the Dinobots have been made the complete cartoon dummies that they are in Season 3. That's not part of their character.
Well, that is true. That is definitely true. But it's still such a silly concept.
Yeah, it's not really something that's generally in keeping with the rest of Season 3. It's a very 1980s cartoon stock plot, along with, like the Mind Swap or the Shrinking episode or the Giant episode or something like that. There was one of those in every 80s cartoon. Dumb guy becomes smart. And they have a particularly dumb character in Grimlock after the movie.
But
so dumb he apparently forgot how to transform.
He's the smartest. Yeah, he's the smartest Dinobot, though.
Because I don't think any of the Dinobots ever transformed again after this.
Grimlock was a robot at least once somewhere.
In Only Human, there's a shot of him in robot mode.
Yeah, in Madman's Paradise it happens.
Yes.
That's before this, I think.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's before this? Yeah, well, either way. And that's the least of this.
So basically what happens, so Grimlock throws the switch incorrectly. For some reason they have this...
He throws several switches incorrectly.
What? Yeah, I don't understand why there's so many alarms in this place.
Well, they put Grimlock in there. They needed them,
Yeah. It's like there's one switch he actually is supposed to throw, and then there's 15 other emergency alarm switches.
He's trying to power up this generator, which makes no sense why Grimlock was the one tasked to do this. But oh well.
Especially with his little T-Rex arms, you think they couldn't move switches at all?
Was Slingshot busy or something? I mean,
yeah.
Did they not have a heavy enough rock that could just weigh down the switch?
or a remote control?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
It's really, really, really contrived just to remind us all that Grimlock...
Maybe a lot more Autobots died in the movie than we thought if they have to rely on Grimlock now.
So for some reason the plot device is they need anti-electrons, or anti-electrons screw things up or something. But
Galvatron has the Skuxoid and See, there's lots of good little bits in this, and one of them is the Skuxoid's in it, and I love the Skuxoid because he's one of those weird new supporting cast members that Season 3 introduced, which is one of the things that Season 3 did better than Season 2.
And he's a humanoid that's roughly the size of a Transformer.
Not really, he's quite small.
These two both look like they were created by Meltdown and animated.
They're weird-looking things, but I love the Skuxoid because he's always doing everything for the kids because his kids need the money.
Yeah, oh god,
he's
that
this
guy.
Complete jobber everyman who does it takes any dirty job going, and I like him. Yeah, but try, I did for you. I need my money. My kids, you see. And Slizardo just randomly out of nowhere comes back. Slizardo from the Gambler in Season 2 just comes back for no... it's weird because he wasn't even a bad dude or anything in The Gambler, but here he is. It's just really weird and random, but it's cool that. And this was another thing Season 3 did, is it remembered that stuff had happened before.
So basically, we find out something is wrong when Cosmos, who I love, and Skylynx, who I also love, are flying back to Cybertron, and they are experiencing problems. They crash. Springer's like, screw this, I'll fly Skylynx off. I don't know how he's going to fly Skylynx off, but he transforms to helicopter, tries to drag him off, doesn't work. So Perceptor's like, oh yeah, you've got to go down to the core of Cybertron to do something. It's super difficult and complex. So it requires the most intelligent Autobot you have. So you guys go do that. I'm going to build a crane to pick up Skylinks.
Super complicated thing. I'm going to make a crane.
Yeah. So
Don't they already have a guy who's a crane, or did he die too?
And it's very important, delicate work, and so you need to be very careful. And so I suggest you take Grimlock with
Grimlock. Yeah.
God, what a stupid thing. But I love it.
Like, the setup is really contrived. The payoff is not bad.
The payoff is awesome.
In third act. Okay, there's also it's either awesome, stupid, or it's just bad. Whatever way, it's like it's not terrible. But the setup is super.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh.
So basically, they go down there, anti-electrons or whatever screws up Grimlock's brain.
Skuxoid and Slizardo have put anti-electrons
in a jar,
which the Decepticons got from Unicron before he was destroyed, and they put them in this power generator, this new power generator.
I was not aware that anti-electrons were a liquid.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So
I did not know that.
So another one of those evil god Cthulhu chewing up monster things is going to kill Ultra Magnus and Rodimus, and Grimlock saves them using his brain, using his rear molars.
Yes, because the anti-electrons
that was something else.
No, he is the one that severs the connection. He shuts the new power generator that they've built down, so that stops the
That's
spread
what
of
stops it. Then he actually
does it by biting into the cables, and he gets a shock of anti-electrons that, Cup gets forgetful, and the flyers stop being able to fly or something, and Grimlock becomes smart. They swap you around.
The episode winds up basically the Decepticons, their anti-electron supply is destroyed. They have to go somewhere. They go to Unicron to get it from his brain. The Autobots follow.
That's cool. It's nice to see Unicron again. I always like it when Unicron pops up in season 3.
I've watched this episode since I was a kid. I've watched this episode dozens of times. It never occurred to me until watching it today that Computron and the Technobots are built from Unicron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you'd think they'd be a lot more powerful, considering that.
Well, they're just bits of metal.
Yeah. It never just sunk in. Like, oh, they're built from Unicron. Huh. But, so basically Grimlock builds them to serve some purposes.
Yeah, that's really...
To sell another combiner, really. Because they also introduced another combiner in this episode, Abominus.
I love Abominus, too.
He just shows up, too. They don't even...
He's already there.
Yeah. It's really weird that they decided they would give an origin episode to the Technobots,
and
then not bother to give one to the Terracons. Never mind the fact that this one, we know, was produced and aired out of order.
Well,
the Technobots and Terracons had already appeared.
They figured they owed the Autobots one because they gave a whole origin one for the Combaticons, and then the Protectobots just showed up.
Yeah, but we know why that is, at least. I don't know what the deal is with the Terracons.
Yeah.
And up until this year, I would have guessed we'd never see the Terracons again, but since we did finally get that new Abominus, maybe there's also some hope for the Technobots in the future.
No, there's not. But
there's Creo Technobots. That's happening.
Yes, can't wait.
I mean, besides Quantron, which I'll probably plan to buy.
Yeah.
This killed my whole theory, though, that Grimlock was just a troll and just broke things to mess with the Autobots, acted stupid. But
so pretty much, he built the Technobots. Technobots formed Computron.
Is it my imagination, or do some of those scenes seem like they're out of order? Because he builds Nosecone, and Nosecone drills deeper into Unicron's head, and then he's doing something, and then Unicron, like Cyclonus and Scourge, wake up Unicron whenever they're stealing the anti-electrons, and Unicron's internal defenses go. And then suddenly there's like at least 2 more Technobots, and Strafe goes and severs all the connections inside Unicron's head. And then after that scene's done, we cut back in Grimlock's finishing building the Technobots, and then they all have their dramatic introductory lines, including Strafe. And I'm like, was that supposed to come before Unicron woke up, or... It's a weird one.
I never thought about it, but I also don't do wiki stuff, so... I don't question.
I literally only thought of it for the first time when I was watching it just now today.
I don't know.
It's definitely a possibility that somebody screwed up the cell sequence.
It's possible. Basically, Grimlock, though, he feeds his brain power into Computron, which kind of makes sense because the Technobots on their own don't really seem that smart.
Well, that's really clever, though, because, I mean, although this is like a stock 1980s cartoon plot, they find, like, after the dreadful first act is out of the way, they find clever things to do with it, and then Computron's deal is that he is super intelligent. That's there in his bio, so they give him the super intelligence by transferring it out of the cartoon stock plot and into the toy advert,
and then provide a new accessory for Masterpiece Grimlock.
And in this episode I learned that the word data is plural and the singular is datum.
Yes,
I've remembered that since I was 7.
But isn't their fight rubbish though?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
the vibrational
rubbish.
thing.
Like they have in 3 seconds flat. Like, and I think back to Menasor versus Superior, and it's at least a little better than this.
Oh yeah,
for the first time. But then of course I think back to Defensor versus Bruticus, and that was utter drack because that was in bots.
God. Oh, bot.
It's a really bad. I mean, I haven't watched Money Is Everything in a long time, but I get my memory tells me they have a slightly better time of it there.
I haven't watched that in for a while. I need to watch that. At the end, though, everything's back to normal, and Grimlock wants to go fishing.
Yeah.
And Perceptor's the smartest one again.
Yes, quietly happy about that.
And he never does anything again either.
Yeah, he's less butthurt by the end of the episode.
He's always around, though. He's always around.
And I stand by my summary of his personality in this. Grimlock dumb, and that's smart. Grimlock never be smart, and that not dumb. There no one Grimlock rather be than Grimlock.
Yeah. Let's see here. My favorite line is, "No fun to be genius all the time. Much more fun to be old Grimlock. Old Dinobot Grimlock. Amen."
I like the way Smart Grimlock always refers to himself as
Grimlock.
I Grimlock. Yes, that's because it makes him sound even more
pretentious.
Of his own arse.
Yeah.
Now, is that still Greg Berger doing his voice, or did they switch him out?
It's still Greg. It's still Greg.
Yeah, it's still Greg.
Yeah, they doing Skyfire.
And he's a lot more talented than I originally gave him credit for.
Yes,
yeah.
So he's great.
I Grimlock. It's great because it's both like an inversion of the way he normally talks and a way of really making him sound like a dick.
Yeah.
So what would he sound like for the voice if Simon Furman wrote the intelligent Grimlock?
Good Lord, could you imagine?
Oh man.
I would probably hate that.
Yeah.
Like you can't conceive of Burger Grimlock saying Furman Grimlock lines anyway. It doesn't work. You know, Furman writes them with all the me's, but it doesn't mean you can say them.
Yeah.
Because you look at Fall of Cybertron, where he's written with a normal speech pattern, and Burger does have to play it differently. He can't just be the old cartoon voice because.
And I'm not convinced it works all that well in Fall of Cybertron.